Hi everyone, it's Rhiannon here from Just Magic Skincare Clinic, and today I'm going to be taking you through our Derma Pen 4 skin needling session, and I'm actually going to be doing this treatment on myself today, so you'll actually be able to see everything that happens, and I'll be able to give you a really good description of how my skin's feeling and what's happening with it. But the reason why I've chosen to do the Derma Pen skin needling right now is because we're only a few months out from Christmas, and the rejuvenating and rebuilding effects that Derma Pen 4 or skin needling has on your skin really comes to fruition in about a month and a half. So, it's the perfect time of year to be having a skin needling session with the Derma Pen 4 because it's just going to give you that great restructured and rejuvenated skin in time for Christmas. And I know personally myself, I've got a little family reunion happening at Christmas time, so I want my skin to be the very best that it can be. So what I've done first, I'll tell you what I've been up to. So you can see that my skin is cleansed already, and I have already had an LED light therapy session just before I came on the video. And I really love the fact that we use the LED light therapy just before the Derma Pen 4. The reason why I love it so much and doing it before a skin needling session is because if you were to think of the LED, if it was like working when you had a remote control for your TV and you go to press the button and it's not working, the batteries aren't working, and so you replace those batteries and then it works instantly. And that's exactly how LED works on the skin cells of your skin. They work the light penetrates into those cells deep down into a cellular level to get that energy and get them stimulated and working and doing what they're supposed to do. So it's perfect to have done before the skin needling session so that all those cells are awake and alive and ready to do their thing. So I've already had that done. Now I wanted to show you what I will be using. So I've got my Derma Pen 4 here. You can see that one there. I want to show you my skin close up. So I'm just going to lean forward a little bit and I'll show you my skin and talk you through it. So you can see there probably down here I've got a little bit of uneven pigment that comes through on my cheek area. That's a bit of a concern for me. Don't mind this scratch. That was a battle scar from my son over the weekend when we were in the pool. On this side, I've got this little patch of pigment here that's coming through, just some markings there. I really don't I don't know if you can see it there, but I've got this little scar on the tip of my nose that I'm really going to concentrate on as well. And then you guys know me, I'm just petrified about these lines coming up on the top of my lip. And I also have this little funny line of pigment. You can see when I do that, it sort of comes in around here. So I want to target that area as well. And I think too with my treatment, what I might do is I want to upgrade it because, if I'm going to do a skin needling session, I want to get the most out of it and I don't want to just be treating my face. So I'm going to upgrade the treatment today, and I'm going to include my neck and décolletage area as well. You can see there, and I know I've mentioned it to you before, like there's a big difference between, there's a contrast that's definitely happening there. So I want to be able to do this area. I'm going to be using the Derma Pen 4 like I was showing you before, and I've got this cartridge and I really do love this. I'm going to open this up for you and show you exactly how it works because when they first brought skin needling out, it worked in with a roller, and so with this, it's innovative and it's the latest technology in skin needling. And when you use a roller, it really does depend on how much pressure your therapist is using with that needle to, so it can make the treatment a little bit inconsistent, I suppose, because sometimes therapists are heavy-handed, some therapists are light-handed. So you want to make sure, though, for your skin needling that you're actually hitting those trigger points of what you're trying to treat within the skin throughout the treatment. And that's what I love about the Derma Pen 4 because it's automated. So it's totally safe, it's extremely hygienic as well, and basically how it works, I've got the cap on there still so you can't see the little probes in there, but how it works is it actually pushes up and down like this, and that goes like really quickly over the skin, which means that the treatment's a lot more comfortable. You don't have to have numbing on the skin because it's so fast and the speed is so quick. You can actually change the settings on the speed. But yeah, and you are able to change the depth as well, which is really important because depending on what skin condition we're treating, depends on what depth we want to work with, you know, to trigger off those responses within the skin. So it's really good because during the treatment, and you know, I'll be doing it today when I do my treatment, you know, I'll be able to change those you know, depths on the machine so that I can target those different areas in particular. But yeah, that's how it works, and that just glides across the skin nice and easily and gives you that beautiful you know, even and perfectly efficient depth within the skin. So it's really quite good. The other thing I wanted to mention too is, you know, with having skin needling, it's totally different to a resurfacing peel as well. So, you know, with your Derma Pen 4, you're using your body's own natural responses. So you're not using a solution to create a change within the skin. So people absolutely love it. I just wanted to take that tip off. And I don't know if you can see, but the cartridge there has very fine pinpoint little probes on it. I think you can see it there, and that just goes like that into the skin. So but it's totally different to a resurfacing peel. So what I will feel is I'll feel warmth within the skin. My skin will probably come up quite pink. It'll feel like a mild sunburn on the skin, and I may even get a little bit of feathering or exfoliation, like needing to do an exfoliation about 5 days afterwards, but it doesn't feel anything like a resurfacing peel at all. One of the big things that I'm going to be using within my treatment today is the pure hyaluronic acid, and I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it down like that for you. I love using this as the glider for the Derma Pen 4, and the reason for that is because, I mean, most of you would probably know hyaluronic acid is amazing for the skin. It holds over 1,000 times its weight in water, and it's just going to give me that real plump, hydrated skin. So I'm really looking forward to using that on my skin. So I'm just gonna, you know, make sure that it all comes up nice and juicy and bouncy as well. So the thing with doing Derma Pen, the way I like to look at it is like when my husband aerates our lawn. So, you know, he goes along with the machine and it creates little plugs, and then what he does is he goes over and he puts fertilizer on there, and that just makes the grass grow beautiful and green and just feeds all that nutrients right into you know, right into the grass where it's needed for it to grow and be fresh and beautiful. So I like to always think of skin needling just like aeration for the face, I suppose. So I haven't numbed today either, guys. I thought I'd just go over that. Like, I don't really feel like I need to with the Derma Pen 4. It's just so super speedy. All right, I think I'm good.
It's how I feel whenever you ain't there. It's no air, no air.
Got the machine on. It sounds worse than what it is, believe me.
I just can't breathe. It's no air, no air. Oh, yeah. I can't live without you, baby.
And all I can feel there really, it just feels a bit like maybe a bit scratchy. It's not anything where, you know, it's painful or anything like that. It just feels like a really, probably more scratchy rather than anything else. I want to tell you about how this works amazingly for so many different skin conditions as well. Inflammatory pigmentation is more like when you have freckles and things like that, so it's going to work great on that. But when you have things like melasma and those more passive types of pigmentation, you have to be really careful what modalities you're using on the skin, especially heat, because heat can actually make the condition worse. So, and we don't want to do that, and that's why we love like the Derma Pen 4 and skin needling for conditions like melasma, because there's no heat involved in it at all. So how it actually works, just turn this on, how it actually works for melasma is those little probes are penetrating down into the skin, and they're targeted to hit just where that melanocyte is. So what it does is hits those melanocytes, and then the skin realizes that those melanocytes are damaged and defective. So what it does is it then comes through and replaces them with brand new ones. So when you have something like melasma or that passive pigmentation, there's been DNA damage to that cell somewhere along the line, and it just keeps pumping out pigment all the time, like excessively into the skin. So, you know, to be able to actually remove that cell naturally from the skin by just giving it a little pinprick, and the body recognizes it as damaged, comes through and takes it away, and then replaces it with new melanocytes that aren't defective anymore. So you get this really great lightening and brightening effect. As you have treatments done with it, you can really see your pigment starting to break up, and yeah, it's really an amazing thing to see. You can probably see I've got this little breakout just here on my chin as well, and with that I can definitely go over that with the Derma Pen 4 because it's healing up anyway, so it's not like a big inflamed pimple. So if you do have like an acne grade 3 or 4 where you know, there's quite a lot of inflammation within the skin, then I would definitely, you know, be staying away from skin needling, because you don't want to increase that inflammation there, because that, like, to have inflamed acne, you would then just be inflaming it again, and that's not what you want to do with that. So if you have anything where, you know, there's an inflammatory response within the skin that's already there, DermaPen's probably, you know, and skin needling is probably not great for you. And you just want to get that under control before you go ahead, because DermaPen is brilliant for when you have, say, acne grades 1 and 2. So that's like, you know, blockages, blackheads, congestion, that sort of stuff. It works really well for that. But when you're looking at, you know, inflamed acne, it's no good. So you want to get that acne under control first, and then you can move forward. And it works perfectly for when you have scarring and stuff like that. It works really, really well. Okay, so you can see my skin's coming up a little bit pink. So it works really well for vascularity as well. So vascular, you know, concerns of the skin, you know, part of that is actually where the collagen has broken down within the skin. So, and a lot of you would know that skin needling is, you know, one of the terms that they use a lot is CIT, which is collagen induction therapy. So it works nicely to reduce that redness, thicken up that matrix of the skin and get it nice and thick, so that redness, you know, doesn't look as obvious through the skin as well. It just really helps to also stop any further redness from occurring, you know, with aneogenesis in the skin, where it just keeps producing more vascularity, because you're actually helping to create that space so the skin doesn't feel like it needs to produce more blood vessels in the skin. Okay, I'm gonna do this side.
Even if I did, I don't know if I would quit, but I doubt it. I am taken by the thought of it. And I know this much is true, baby, you have become my addiction. I'm so strung out on you.
And you can see here, like I don't have, my face isn't like pouring out with blood, but to be honest, it's not always necessary, like I was saying earlier, because we just wanted, like on my cheeks there, I was just more targeting that pigmentation, so I only needed it to go as deep as to that basal layer of the skin, where it's actually going to trigger that response for a little bit of damage to happen to those melanocytes, and then it's going to come in and sweep all those away and my skin will be a lot brighter. So obviously collagen induction therapy, perfect for rejuvenation of like fine lines and wrinkles, because it's just instigating that collagen production within the skin. The other thing that I really do love about the Derma Pen 4, I probably should have showed you at the start, actually I might show you now, is that this is the only device that actually has this setting on it. And that setting is actually for scars.
Girl, whoa. High school she was.
And you actually, I've got to be honest, you hardly even feel it under there. A lot of people sort of go, oh, you know, in around that eye area, but it actually, you don't, it's not, like, I haven't, like, my skin just feels a bit, really?
He comes. She had a good day, bad day, sunny day, rainy day. Only wanna know it.
It works perfectly on like the open pores. It's creating that collagen to stand up nice and straight to make my eyes water, doing it to myself. Makes the collagen, so when you have an open pore, the pores tend to sit lax like that, but when you're stimulating that collagen, it gets them to stand up nice and straight.
Sing it dollar, dollar bill, y'all. Sing it dollar, dollar bill, y'all. See, I'ma tell you like you told me. Cash rules everything around me. Sing it dollar, dollar bill, y'all. Sing it dollar, dollar bill, y'all.
I'm just going to sit on that tip of that nose there a little bit. You can see I've got a little bit of blood that's come through there. Sorry if any of you don't like that. But I just want to really target that scar that I have.
Money on their mind, they got the finger on the trigger, hands on the nine. See every day that people
So I look like Rudolph. Pen 4 is really good for working on pigmentation because there's no heat involved. Brilliant for age management, pre and post as well. So really boosting the skin's collagen production. Works beautifully in the same way for skins that have more vascularity, and it works beautifully as well for acne clients that are only in acne grade 1 or 2. Blockages, blackheads, that sort of stuff. If there's any inflammation, not yet. And it works perfectly for scarring as well, as long as there's no inflammation there.
out of touch, so that I don't wanna fuss and fight no more. Did I despise that I end on you, and I hate how much I love you, girl. I can't stand how much I need you, and I hate how much I love you, girl, but I just can't let you.
My skin is needled. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to continue on doing my neck and décolletage area. The other thing that I was going to say to you as well is with skin needling, there might be some of you out there now that are sort of looking at going, oh my goodness, that's such an intensive treatment. I don't know if I could have that done. And it really doesn't feel as bad as what it looks or maybe sounds. The other thing is too, is I know that there would be some of you out there going, oh, that's nothing, like I'd really like to do more for my skin. And the beautiful part with the Derma Pen 4 is that there are other avenues that we can go down and add different modalities to the skin to really progress and move it forward. If you've had a couple of Derma Pen treatments, you can definitely look into that, and that would just come down to discussing that with one of your therapists about, making sure that the skin was prepped well enough and so on and so forth. But yeah, you can definitely have a real tailor-made treatment specifically for your skin with the Derma Pen, for it doesn't have to just be plain skin needling either. So guys, I have this terrible habit of sleeping on my side, and when I wake up in the morning I just have these most terrible lines in my chest. It's shocking. Like, I sort of sleep like that and I just get these crinkles in my neck. So I really want to work this area. That's why I wanted to upgrade it, because it's a real concern area of mine and I want to make sure that I'm doing as much as I can with it. So I'm not going to push it too far though. Like, the thing is with it is that, like I was saying earlier, you don't need to have that pinpoint bleeding for this to be working on the skin. You know, that's reserved for special treatment. So, and it also depends on you know, your skin as well. Some people's skin is thinner, some people's skin is thicker. So it really does depend on, you know, your own skin as well. And I'll just do my neck as well, because I don't like these lines that I'm getting. And I've got those typical lines down, pigmentation lines down the sides from where I, with the, you know, perfume when I was younger. I am done. I am done. I'm just going to wipe off, because those little shunts of the skin that were opened would be almost closed now. Like, it doesn't take long for them to close back up. A lot of people think that they stay open for a long time, but they don't. Pop on my little 3D mask that I have. So it's just gonna, I've kept it in the fridge, and I've chosen this one. There's a few different ones that are available, but I've chosen this one today because I'm hoping it works for me. It's got like little ear straps so I can actually stay sitting upright. And I'm going to leave that on the skin for a while and just let that penetrate in and cool my skin down. Because really, all it feels like at the moment is just like a mild sunburn. Like, it's a bit sunburnt feeling, tight and a bit sunburnt. Oh, it's nice and cold. So you're gonna have to forgive me, guys, I can't believe it, but I'm gonna put this mask on here, and I'm gonna look a bit like Silence of the Lambs. So just goes, oh, that feels so nice. It is so super cool. Whoops. And it actually comes up and pulls my neck in nice and tight. Oh, I do look like Silence of the Lambs. Oh, that's so funny. It feels beautiful because it's just, especially on that top lip there where I just went over it again, it feels so cold and cooling on my skin, because yeah, we have just instigated, you know, the healing response within the skin. So of course you're going to get warmth, you're going to get redness, you'll probably get a little bit of swelling too as well in the skin. So that's to be expected straight after the treatment. You can actually, the thing that I love, and I was going to go over it with you when I finish with my mask, is you can actually apply the Lira BB cream post-treatment. So if, you know, if you guys need to go back to work or you've got somewhere to go, you don't have to feel like you can't have this treatment done, because you can actually cover, you know, have a really good healthy cover up that's safe to apply after your dermal needling. So you don't need to be concerned about that. And I'm just going to let this sit now for a few minutes and let it do its thing. Okay guys, I am back. My mask has been on my skin for about 10 minutes now. Oh, it's starting to not have as much goodies in it anymore. My skin has penetrated it all. So I'm just going to take these little ear flaps off. There you go. And I'm just going to leave that on. I'm just going to give that a bit of a rub in. Now to finish off for my Derma Pen skin needling treatment, I'm going to finish off with my Brilliant Finishing Creams. I have my Pro Light. Now this is brilliant for making sure that my skin has plenty of anti-inflammatories. It's really antibacterial as well. Pop on some Mystique Intense 15 as well, which is a beautiful antioxidant on the skin. So let all that sink in and really protect my skin. Got my Mystique Illuminating Beauty Oil. Now I absolutely love this. This has amazing ingredients in it that release heat from the skin. We have so many people that have rosacea that just swear by this stuff. And when the skin feels warm, it actually goes in there and just releases that heat from the skin, so it feels much more comfortable. That it just worked to really brighten, nourish, and just protect the skin. So I'm gonna leave my skin like this. So what I might do is I might jump on here. I'll come in early tomorrow morning and I'll let you have a really good look at my skin. And yeah, we can see how it's looking tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and I will see you then. Bye.
You so, and I hate how much I love you, girl, and I can't say it how much I need you, and I hate how much I love you, girl, but I just can't let you go, and I hate that I love you so.
Good morning, everyone. It is Rhiannon here with my check-in of the day after my dermal skin needling that I had yesterday with the Derma Pen 4. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning here. I've literally just got up and out of bed and come out here to show you. I'm showing you out in the sunlight because it's just got better light than in my bathroom. So yesterday after my treatment, I didn't do anything to my skin at all. I didn't, you know, even cleanse it or anything when I got home. I literally just left my skin. I didn't exercise. I didn't hop in the pool. I didn't, you know, get in a warm shower or bath or anything like that. I just left my skin and let Mother Nature do its thing. So you can see here with my skin that, you know, some of the pigment has come up a little bit, which is to be expected because we're increasing that cell turnover, and so pigment has to come up and out of the skin. It can't be absorb back into the skin. So that's all gonna, you know, exfoliate away, because in probably about 5 to 7 days my skin is going to probably just get a little light bit of feathering, nothing that's, you know, really shedding or anything like that, but and a lot of that pigment will just lift away with that. I've still got a bit of pinkness. You can't see it as well in the light out here, but I do have areas of pink that are coming through my chin, especially my nose here where I gave it like a little bit extra there for that scar. But my skin feels tight and it also feels really plump. So I'm really happy with the results of the treatment that I had done. So, you know, now it's all about just looking after it and taking care. I'm not going to use, actually I'll show you my décolletage. It's probably come up, the red you can see there, those lines, and that's from me sleeping all crossed over like I do, so they always look worse in the morning, but yeah, it's still a little bit red there. Probably the most important thing to do is, of course, making sure that you're wearing your SPF. You know, there's no point doing all the treatments and especially dermal needling on your skin if you're not going to protect those results. So SPF is high on your list for home care and should be every day anyway. Don't go using any of your actives. So if you have AHAs or BHAs, or even your retinols in your skincare routine, you know, you wouldn't be using those over the next 5 to 7 days either. And yeah, it's probably just going to come up a bit flaky, like it feels tight and quite plump. It's not about going in and working the skin really hard and, you know, tearing the skin and having a lot of bleeding and scabs come up. It's like going to the gym, really. It's all about frequency and also consistency as well, and then making sure that you're, looking after it on a daily basis. That's how you get great skin. It's a consistent thing that we work on. So I just wanted to check in and show you my skin, and I'm really happy with the results. Hi everyone, I just thought I'd jump on here nice and quick and just talk to you guys about some of you consider resurfacing peels, but then you decide not to go ahead with them because you don't have the time for that downtime of 5 to 7 days, or you don't always like applying makeup when the skin's starting to exfoliate through on those days. So I have just done my skincare routine this morning, and then I have just applied my makeup for my day at work, and I just want to show you how even like a light cover of makeup can make your skin look perfectly normal to go out or go to work the next day. And so I think Derma Pen for skin needling treatments would be a really great alternative for you. So if you're looking at having your treatments done consistently about every 4 to 6 weeks, what you're going to find is the skin's going to be beautifully exfoliated. It's going to encourage that cell turnover. You're going to see a beautiful smoothing of the skin, of the texture, that plumping up of those fine lines and wrinkles, that remodeling underneath the skin that's going to help with any vascularity in the skin, and you'll see that breakdown of pigment that happens as well. Plus it increases that oxygenation to those grade 1 and 2 acne breakouts that we can get as well. So, but yeah, I just wanted to show you that I've done my skin, and yeah, that light cover of makeup is perfect. So if you're not too sure on your resurfacing peels, dermal skin needling with the Derma Pen 4 is definitely a great alternative for you. I look forward to catching up with you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
But I hate that I love you so. One of these days, maybe your magic won't affect me, and your kiss won't make me weak. But no one in this world knows me the way you know me, so you probably always have a spell on me.